Are there pros and cons to dating a man for money? I mean, I know some of you are sitting there like, he's got money. What are the cons? There are some. Let's talk about it. So, you're dating a man with money. He's buying you anything and everything you want, stuff you didn't even ask for, stuff you didn't even know you wanted. You are living on cloud nine. Your bills are paid, you don't have a care in the world. What could possibly go wrong? A lot of shit could. I remember talking to a woman who was married to a pro football player, and we were just having, an honest conversation. And she said, you know what, after a while, all the vacations start to kind of blend together. You see one beach, you've seen them all. You've seen some mountains, they all look the same after a while. Ooh, this is a tourist destination. Okay, this is really nice. And she said it wasn't that she wasn't grateful, it's that there's only so much stuff you can do, and you are then faced with the fact that the person you're sleeping next to has no substance. There's no depth to who they are. They are just superficial. And for some people, that might be okay. All you want is the money. You don't have to talk to this guy. All right, well, then this particular one doesn't apply to you. Another thing I have seen in these situations that I feel is important to touch on is that a lot of these men feel like they have purchased you, therefore they can do and say whatever you want to you. I once worked with a woman who was basically working just so she could get out of the house. And anytime she would raise a concern to her partner, he would always say, well, I don't understand what the problem is. I just bought you a new phone last week. I don't understand why you're so upset. We just took a vacation to Paris last month. I don't understand what you're mad about. We're going to go look at cars today. So while she didn't say it with her mouth, I noticed a pattern to where, yes, she would be excited and couldn't wait to come to work and share the things he had purchased for her. She was very much upset, hurt, and affected by the fact that she could never talk to him. He would never validate her. He would never change, and he felt he could do whatever he wanted because he was spending money on her. I know another woman who was dating this guy, and after only a couple of weeks, she was talking about moving in with him. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Once they moved in together, he began to pull away from her. He began to show signs that he was stepping out on her. And if ever she had a concern, he would threaten to leave her, which would then cause her to not have anywhere to go because she had given up her apartment lease and she had given up her financial independence. She was fully dependent on him, and they weren't even married, which, come on, y'all. So now it's in a situation where she admitted that if she would never have given up her financial independence in her apartment, she would have left him like that. But now that she is financially dependent on him and she has given up everything, it's going to take her longer to try to figure out ways to siphon money from him because he didn't allow her to work. That's another way they try to control you. It wound up taking her a couple years to finally be able to break free of that relationship. So even with that particular situation, they know they have leverage over you. And as I stated before, they feel like they can do whatever they want because they now own you. Another thing to think about is they will treat you like a trophy. They will treat you like property. They will expect you to give up your identity, to be by their side at every party, every event, but you're not allowed to talk. You're not allowed to have a mind of your own. You're just there to make them look like this good family man and to talk highly of them. And again, some of you might not have a problem with it, but I have a brain and I enjoy using it. After a while, I would start to die inside. And now my ex-husband wasn't rich by any stretch of that word, but I remember what it felt like to be in a relationship with a man who was just so threatened by you that anything that you said that he felt was competing with him was immediately shut down. It eats away at your soul. It destroys you. That is no way to live. And somebody might be watching and say, well, that's why you get a prenuptial agreement. Listen, yes, you are 100% correct. And I've even made a video about this. I may have posted it by now, but it is very important. I would not marry anybody without something in writing, some kind of prenuptial agreement that protected me. But if they have enough money, those can be argued in court and picked apart. They can make your life a living hell, that by the time you're done in and out of court and paying legal fees, you really won't have that much money left. They can make your life a nightmare, especially if they have a lot of money and power and they know people. And most importantly, if this man is running around on you, you are now at risk of disease. This person humiliating you because they might have a child with somebody else. They've got a reputation for running all over town. And now you're the poor woman who looks dumb and everybody's talking about you behind your back. And you might be like, well, I don't care what anybody says about me. We're human. Stop acting like you're a robot. After a while, things start to wear on you and it will start to fuck with you mentally and emotionally. And also, when a woman leaves an abusive situation, her chances of being harmed by her abuser go up exponentially. So imagine that statistic along with the fact that this person now has a lot of money. So my advice to women in this situation would be the same to anyone else. Never give up your finances completely. Always have money saved away, bare minimum 3 to 6 months of expenses. Bare minimum. I know somebody's going to comment and be like, I would have a year. Please stop. We get it. Bare minimum 3 to 6 months, so that if you need to stay in a hotel for a little while or get a plane ticket back home or whatever the case may be, you can do that and you're not struggling and begging and borrowing at the last minute. Make sure to have stuff in writing. Is your name on the house? Is your name on the car? Did you have a prenuptial agreement? Are there legal documents other than word of mouth because y'all loved each other when y'all first met and you didn't know this was going to happen? No excuse now. I'm telling you, okay? Your best friend is sitting here telling you to be prepared. I don't care how in love you are. We have seen it time and time again. People change and they get vicious when they want what they want. And I hear women joking about, well, if my man was cheating on me, if he was rich, I wouldn't care. If he gives you an STD, you would care. If he humiliates you and makes you look like a fucking clown, you would care. How much is your dignity worth? What is the price tag for your confidence and your dignity and your peace? And if you would be willing to sell that for a certain dollar amount, we have work to do. You have work to do. I don't care how rich you are not going to disrespect me. You are not going to humiliate me, and you are not going to abuse me. And if you would allow that for money, I would suggest, not being funny at all, I would suggest therapy, because that is very dangerous to feel that way.